Hey guys, how's everybody out there doing today? I hope everybody's having a great day. I don't know where you guys are at watching this video, but it's chilly. It's pretty chilly, it's rainy, it's messy. So I'm just laying up in here in my bed. It's kind of chilling. Well, I'm not in my extra bedroom and just kind of chilling. So scrolling through social media, it's nothing else to do. So I keep seeing everybody keep coming on um the Braxtons, okay? So I was like, let me just get on here and put my little two cent in, okay? So I got two different things to talk to you guys about. The first one, let's go ahead and talk about the Braxton. So if you watched the episode last week, um, the sisters, the four sisters was getting together to come to some type of good space within themselves with each other because it's been a lot of friction going on between them. So they was trying to, I guess, come to a good space. Okay, come, leave out with some good vibes or whatever. But we all saw that that didn't happen. It went totally to the left. Okay. The sisters or somebody had served Tamar with a cease and desist uh, letter, saying because basically they didn't want her talking to her, to their niece. Their niece too, is their older, is their brother's daughter. And Tamar was supposed to been having her on her podcast, and they was going to talk about some of these family secrets and stuff. Something that this young lady has been saying for years that happened with Trina. I think it was Trina's husband, the one that passed away, Gabe. You know, so I guess nobody wanted that to come out or didn't want her to speak on that. So somebody, lawyer, sent Tamar this cease and desist. So she was questioning them about that. And Tawana immediately, which usually the one that didn't do it speaks up first. I'm just saying. So look, Tawana immediately like, well, I didn't do it. I didn't say anything. And so Tamar said the lawyer's name, and she was like, I'm not even with him anymore. I'm not with that lawyer anymore. So she was saying, well, how did he even know my address? Somebody gave him, who gave him my address? How did he know what is in his paperwork? And nobody said nothing. She was like, y'all don't know my address. But she said to Tawana, I know your address because I put money down on your house. I put your down payment on your house, so I know it. So I guess that kind of, I guess that embarrassed Tawana. And so she gonna snap back with um, calling Tamar a thief, saying she's a thief. And she was like, I ain't never stole nothing. I ain't no thief. And she was like, you steal mans? You steal mans? And she was like, who, man? I ain't stole nobody, man. I ain't never stole nobody, man. And she was like, you stole Tony, man. You stole Tony, man. And Tamar was like, who? Of course we could read, which we knew who she was talking about, So Tawana says his name. So, that pisses Tamar off. So she knocked the glass over on Tawana and stuff. So, of course, that caused her at the, end of it, it caused her and Tony to start going a little back and forth. But I did some research on that. Okay. Now, Tamar dated, according to social media, and I'm only going about what I found on social media. You guys can Google it and it will come up. But allegedly, my information from social media is not true, I'm gonna say allegedly, Tamar dated Birdman first. Okay. In around 2003, 2002, somewhere around that frame, they dated briefly. And this is what social media says. And they dated very briefly. So I don't know if that meant that they just went on some lunch dates, they went out to dinner, they went to the movies. I don't know what all that brief dating span that went on between them, what all it entails. And who cares? They was both single. He was definitely not with Tony back in 2002, 2003, 4, or 5. They was not together. So if him and Tamar dated, so what? But the thing about it is, Tamar dated him first. If the information on the internet is true, she dated him first. So it's not like she got Tony's um, seconds or anything like that. She dated him first. And then I Googled about him and Tony, and him and Tony had known each other for about 15, 16 years. And they, even Tony has said in a statement that they was strictly friends. They was just friends. They wasn't dating or anything like that. And then the relationship got more serious, and as the time went on, but she had known him for 15 to 16 years. So they did get married. Tony and Birdman got married August 2024, last year in August. And like a week after, 2 weeks after they got married, Tony filed for divorce. And I guess, the divorce took a minute, but then later it said that she went back later and dismissed the petition for the divorce. The first of this year, she went and dismissed that petition for divorce. So at this point, I guess her and Birdman still married. Okay, so and that's fine too. Hey, but see, the thing about it, as sisters, uh, Tony should have known that. I would assume, I don't know, I would assume that Tony knew that Birdman and Tamar briefly dated. Now, like I said, how far that went or what happened between them, I don't know. And I don't know if Tamar dispense that information to Tony, because him and Tony was supposed to have been the best of friends during those time. So I don't know if he ever discussed the dating Tamar with Tony, or if Tamar ever went into detail with Tony, saying that yes, her and Birdman hooked up for a minute. I don't know. That I don't know, and I don't know if Tony wants that information to come out, because she definitely went into shutdown mode with Tamar, when Tamar was denying the aggregation, and then they started having their little spouse. So I don't know if that was her way of trying to shut it down, and she didn't want it to come out that Tamar had actually dated him first, and then she, even though they was friends, later started dating each other and ended up getting married. I don't know. And I really don't care. I really don't give a damn. I mean, these are grown women. And the thing about it, when you're sisters, normally, you kind of talk a little bit here and there about who you dating and what's going on, just a little bit. You don't have to put all your information out there to your sisters, because and that's okay too, because I know I don't do that. But I'm just saying, you may have a best friend that you may go into more depth about your relationship that you got going on. But I'm just saying that I think Tony knew that Birdman and Tamar had briefly been together. So, with Tawana trying to make it look like Tamar was messing around with Birdman while him and Tony has been married or officially dating, that's the way I took it. That's what Tawana was trying to do. She was trying to embarrass and throw some low dabs at Tamar, trying to make it look like she was messing around with Tony's boyfriend, fiance, husband. That's the way I took it. But when you go in, and I don't even know why people throw shit out there that's so far to the left. Um, when you can go and Google all this stuff, you can go and put in anybody's name and every kind of stuff, everything that they've done, it's gonna come up. You can go and Google it. And time I typed in Tamar Braxton and Birdman, it popped right up. It said that they briefly dated in from between 2003 to 2005, somewhere in between that frame, they briefly dated. And that's all it said. I typed in Tony Braxton and Birdman. The first thing that popped up is they got married. They are married, and but their relationship has been through some things, and that they had secretly got married in August 2024, And just 2 weeks after they got married, Tony filed for divorce. And then beginning of this year, 2025, January, she dismissed it. I mean, it all popped up. So that's what it is. That's what it is. And then Tamar saying that, Birdman told her that he actually slept with Tawana. So I don't know. I don't know. It's just a bunch of mess. But I feel like Tawana has got some type of chip on her shoulder when it comes to Tamar. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because maybe Tamar is doing a few more things than she's done or doing, and the only thing she got going for her is this reality show. And Tamar is out there touring, and I don't know. I don't know what it is, but I do know at times sisters can be your worst your worst enemies. I do. Excuse me, y'all. I do know that. So maybe that is the stage, or what's going on between her and Tawana. I don't know. Mm, mm. But I know she didn't go to Tawana's wedding. And I don't think Tawana really invited her, but Tawana trying to make it look like that she did, and Tamar just not responding and didn't want to come. I don't know. Maybe they need. I don't even know if they need to sit down and do therapy anymore, because when they tried that, y'all see how that went. When they tried to do the therapy, everything still was thrown on Tamar. So I don't even know if it's I don't know. They even should try to do that anymore, because it seemed like they didn't get no solution out of doing the therapy. At least they did with a mom's whatever name. Yeah, they didn't get no solution. So I don't know about that. I mean, Tracy did say to them before she passed away, they need to let all this stuff go. They need to love on each other, and and stop doing what they doing because they sisters. But sometimes it doesn't matter if you really don't like someone, whether they're your sister or not. You're not gonna try to work on a relationship. If you got any type of hatred in your heart towards anyone, it could be your sister or whoever. You're not gonna work on that relationship. You're gonna continue to put distance between it and continue to put drama in it. Continue to to cause pain if you can, especially if you're feeling some kind of way. But anyway, that's what's going on with them. Tamar dated Birdman first between the year of 2002 and 2005. Tony and Birdman had been friends for about 15 years before they got serious and got into their relationship and ended up getting married in 2024. So if anybody had anybody's seconds, it was Tony. Okay. All right. Let's move on from there. Let's move on. I talked to you guys the other day about Giselle and Stacy and all that stuff. So now I'm seeing all over social media that the thing that Ashley brought up about Stacy maybe possibly trying to date Chris Samuels. Okay. First of all, these women need to just stay out of each other. They need to don't worry about who dating who sleeping with who doing what and who doing what, because all of them doing something. All of them out there doing something. All of them out there spreading legs and doing stuff. Okay. Allegedly. I have to throw that allegedly in there because I ain't trying to get sued. I got no monies. I don't even get paid for these videos. Okay. But anyway, so Stacey was trying to explain that she did reach out to Chris. They was just talking because at the time she was going through her divorce. He was going through his divorce from Monique. So they were just, trying to comfort each other, I guess you could say, I guess. But my thing is, who cares? If her and Chris was on the phone talking to each other, if her and Chris went out to lunch, her and Chris went out to dinner, whatever the hell her and Chris Samuel did, so what? That's between her and Chris Samuel. She's divorced, or were divorced, or still divorced at the time. He's divorced from Monique at the time. So whatever happened after that point, and think about it, Monique and Stacy didn't even know each other. They was not friends. They don't even know each other. I mean, she probably knew of Stacy. I mean, knew of Monique and Stacy, and Monique probably knew of Stacy because it seems like this little place they from is Potomac is very small. So they probably knew of each other. They probably kind of ran in the same circle or something like that. But other than that, they wasn't buddies. They're not on. They was not on the show together last year. Monique was not on the show last year. She's coming back as a friend now. I think she's gonna show up on the next episode. So she's coming back as a friend. So I guess Giselle and Ashley trying to stir the pot before she get there. So they'll have something to put their little 2 cent in on and all this and that. So they already got the pot stirring. They already over there stirring the pot before she get there because she's gonna come in. I is it gonna be the next episode, which this coming Sunday, or it's gonna be the episode after that? Monique is gonna come in, as a friend. So I guess they already trying to stir the pot between her and Stacy before she gets there. And the thing about it, the bottom line, Monique is overdoing whatever she got to do. The day she walked up out of there from Chris and they went their separate ways, she doing whatever the hell she doing. Chris is doing whatever he's doing. He's free to talk to anybody he wants to talk to. And if him and Stacy is friends and they're talking, chit chatting, meeting up, having lunch, talking about each other's voice, whatever the case is, so what? So what? That's their business. They both single and divorced. And it ain't like Stacy is breaking any type of friend code because her and Monique are not, they're not friends. They don't even know each other. So she ain't breaking no code. So what if her and Chris Samuel get together? I mean, they said it, Robin and Warren done divorce. What if one of them end up, checking on Warren and talking to Warren? So what? If he divorced, he can talk to whoever the hell he want to. Jamal Bryant, he can talk to whoever the hell he want to. Before he got married, he's married now. But when he was supposed to be just Giselle ex, so what? They can do whatever the heck they want to do and talk to whoever they want to. I just think that for some reason, it seems like they got it out for Stacy. Maybe because if I'm not mistaken, I think Karen brought her on there as a friend. So if I'm not mistaken, I think that's she came on there last year because of Karen. I'm not sure. Y'all have to Google that and find out. And they just kind of attacking her now that Karen's not there, or what? Because I know she was a ride or die for Karen last year. When everybody was trying to attack Karen on her DUI and all that, Stacy was constantly saying, "Let's just wait and see how. Let's just wait. Y'all shouldn't be judging her. Wait till she go to court. This, that, and the third. So maybe that's what they doing. Maybe that's what it's just Giselle is messy anyway. Her and Robin, that's all they was ever they was forever trying to be up in everybody else's mess. And the thing about it, I was rooting for Giselle. I was like, this is her time to shine. Um, um, Robin's not there anymore. Karen's not on there anymore. Maybe this is her time to kind of shine, and people can stop seeing her in this messy way, and she can, kind of rebrand herself in some kind of way. But then she gets with Ashley, and it be her talking most of the shit more than Ashley. Ashley do be talking her little crap or whatever. But I'm just saying, leave Stacey alone, man. Stop stirring the pot. Because if whatever went down with her and Chris Samuel, so what? So what? This is something that they wanted to do. They're adults. They were not married. They were legally divorced from each one of their spouse, and she was not with TJ, so she can do whatever she want to do. But like she told them, she's trying to rekindle her marriage. She's trying to rekindle her relationship with her husband. She ain't about all that other stuff. She ain't about TJ. She don't give a damn about TJ and what he got going on. If he's suing her, not suing her, this, that, the third, or whatever. And apparently she don't care too much about Chris Samuel because she's trying to get back with her husband. Giselle, go and bring your man on there. Go and bring the man that you were trying to keep out the spotlight. Go and bring him up on there. Ashley, she did bring little Josh up in there. He looking like a little old boy from somewhere. She picked off that show or whatever. But yeah, go and bring your man up in there so they can meet your man and they can talk about your man. Okay, that's what you need to do, Giselle. You're empty nester. You ain't got nobody to really answer to. Your daughters are all in college. Beautiful daughters. Give it to them. She raised some beautiful daughters. So go on, bring your man up in there, girl. What are you scared of? You scared somebody in the group done been with him too? He's a football player, ex-football player. I don't know. Several other people up in the group now are either been with football players or been married to one. So maybe Maybe your friend been with one of them. Who knows? Who's there? But that's what's going on. Now, I ain't gonna really say too much about the Wendy and the Happy Eddie situation right now. Okay? I'm trying to wait till they go to court. But I will say this. If this is true, if these charges that they have against them, pending against them, about the fraud, the insurance fraud, and all that, then they are about the stupidest people I know. For someone to be as educated as her and her husband, that's Wendy and Happy Eddie, she has 4 degrees. She don't mind telling anybody about all these degrees that she's had. Dr. Wendy. Eddie is a lawyer, you know. So if they done mess around there and tried to scam the insurance company for, I don't know if it was $350 something thousand or $450 something thousand, but somewhere in that range. If they done scam the insurance out of this money, then they have to be about the stupidest. They are the stupidest people that I know. They're very stupid. The thing about it, they got that book sense and ain't got no damn street sense. That's the thing. They don't have the street sense to be out there doing what criminals do. Allegedly, if they did it, allegedly. I don't even know if they did it. They have not been in court yet. I haven't seen anything on social media saying that they've been in court yet. But they have all this book sense among themselves, among the two of them. And it's very clear they don't have any street sense. Because when you out there doing shit like that, you done came from the streets and you know how to run these scams and you know how to do this stuff. But eventually, I'll say this, even with street sense and criminal mind thinking and trying to figure out ways to scam and get over, people usually get caught. They usually get caught. It may take some years, but when they are out there doing all the stuff that they doing, they usually get caught. And my thing, I'm too scared to try to scam something because I don't want to go to jail. I can't handle it in jail. But Wendy seemed happy about it. When y'all saw her photo, y'all saw her mugshot, she seemed like, hey, it is what it is. Okay. Okay, Wendy. You smiling right now. Lord, Lord. I'm praying for her and her family. She had 3 beautiful, beautiful, beautiful children. I would not want her to be taken away from her children and, put behind bars. Because they are old enough where they're going to know exactly what's going on. They're not babies. They're old enough they're going to know what's going on. Now, maybe if it come down to it, whenever they go to trial or whatever, they'll kind of separate their time the way they did. What's the ones on them house? I think it was the ones on New Jersey, whatever name. One went one time when Eric got out, then the other one went. So that might be something that they do with Wendy and Eddie if they get convicted of these alleged crimes. So we're going to have to wait and see. But I'm trying to give them the benefit of the doubt, give them time to go to court and do what they got to do. But I would say this, Wendy, and I know you ain't watching here, but girl, you get out of this. If you get out of this without serving any time, please, please, I can't even say it enough. Please let this be a lesson learned. Let this be a lesson learned that sometime life will throw you a curveball just to get you back in the game and get your attention back on where it needs to be. I think your attention had expanded too much on this living this life, this reality TV life, and trying to be at the top of this reality TV game. I think you had gotten beyond your means, and you was trying to stay up there on the top. You wanted to be up here, way beyond your means. And I know you probably make good money and all this kind of stuff before this TV show. You're a beautiful woman, smart woman, but I think you was trying to keep yourself on the top. And a lot of people gets into these reality shows or TV shows, and it can be actors, it can be anybody, get into these positions, and the money, they see this money coming in, and the imagery that they have to put out there, they're trying to keep this image, and they're trying to make people think they're living even past what they're actually bringing in. They trying to keep themselves up here. So if that's what you've been doing throughout these last few years with the Potomac wife housewives, hopefully when you get cleared of all this situation, you're able to get yourself together, get your thoughts together, and get back into that safe space that you were before you got on reality TV. Okay? And just know that sometimes you can't always be at the top, or that it's not good to always want to be at the top, because when you always want to be at the top, you're going to always do things that's not always the right thing to keep yourself up there. Okay? And I'm just talking. I mean, I ain't never gonna be at the top of nothing but my life and where I am today. And I'm cool with that because I'm happy, I'm blessed, and I'm grateful. But when you're in the spotlight and you trying to keep this light shining bright on you or you and your family and everything, you start to think about things that you know ain't right. You know it ain't right, but you're trying to figure out ways when there's not enough coming in and there's so much going out, and you're trying to figure out ways to maintain that image. Then you start doing things that you shouldn't be doing. And that's just the bottom line. And that's with anybody. That's with anybody that work a 9 to 5 and you got a job making over 100 some thousand dollars a year, 200, $300,000 a year, and then you get used to this money coming in, and you got this certain image that you have been betraying yourself as, or you've been walking in this certain image, and then something started. You know, the income coming in and the income going out doesn't math. The math is not mapping, it's not equaling up. Then you start trying to figure out other ways to get some more money because you're trying to keep this image up. And eventually it's gonna get too heavy. The load is gonna get too heavy, and you're gonna do something stupid. And then you gotta pay for it. Then you're gonna have to end up paying for something because you made a stupid move because you're trying to keep up an image. And that's just what it is. That's just what it is. Okay. Well, I'm going to come back and talk to you guys after Sunday when I watch the Potomac, and I think the Braxtons comes on. Is it Monday night? I think. I don't know, because I be catching reruns of them. But I'm going to come back and talk to you guys about Potomac, because I'm not sure, but I think Monique is going to be there. And we're just going to see what else craziness they're going to have going on. Okay. All right. Y'all have a good one.